Hello everyone, and welcome to my Beyond the Gates official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Friday, December 20 SAXS leaked episode of Beyond the Gates opens with the town still reeling from the shocking events that unfolded earlier in the week, and from the very first scene, tensions are palpable as the camera pans over the quiet streets of Las Ventas, revealing that Vernon and Sharon are now more desperate than ever to cover their tracks after Tracy's relentless investigation into their hidden pasts, with the suspense heightened as Tracy receives an anonymous tip that promises to expose an even deeper secret about the couple, a revelation that could not only ruin their carefully constructed public image, but also implicate them in a crime that no one in town would have suspected them of committing. And as the episode unfolds, we see Eva, still traumatized by Isaiah's shocking behavior and recent arrest, struggling to process the betrayal and the threat he represents, while grappling with her own feelings of guilt for not seeing the signs sooner, leading her to confide in June, who, despite her usual composure and charm, appears unusually shaken, creating a rare vulnerability in her character that the audience hasn't seen before, and this vulnerability is compounded when Martin unexpectedly shows up at June's door with news that turns her world upside down, revealing that the financial troubles she's been battling are just the tip of a much larger scandal involving a secret account and potential criminal involvement, forcing June to make a choice that could either save her reputation or destroy it completely, all while the tension between Isaiah and Eva escalates as he attempts to manipulate her emotions from behind bars, sending her cryptic letters that hint at secrets from his past in Las Ventas that no one knows, secrets that, if revealed, could shatter multiple families. And as the narrative moves forward, the focus shifts back to Tracy, who, after a sleepless night poring over old records and surveillance footage, discovers that Vernon and Sharon's previous alibis don't quite add up, uncovering inconsistencies that lead her to suspect that the couple may have orchestrated events to divert attention from their own illicit activities. And in a particularly chilling scene, Tracy confronts them during a town gala, where the atmosphere is electric and guests are oblivious to the undercurrent of accusation that runs beneath the glittering surface, resulting in a tense standoff that leaves everyone, including the viewers, questioning who can be trusted, while simultaneously, Lynette's shocking discovery about Peach's identity, the revelation that Peaches is, in fact, her long-lost mother, throws her into emotional turmoil, causing her to lash out at Haley, who has her own motives and secrets that complicate the already tangled web of interpersonal relationships, leading to a dramatic confrontation in the town square where secrets, lies, and suppressed emotions come crashing together in a whirlwind of confessions and denials. And amid all this chaos, Anita's ongoing health crisis takes center stage as she receives a devastating update about her cancer treatment, a plotline that not only adds emotional weight, but also acts as a catalyst for character development, forcing other characters to reflect on their own actions and priorities, with Nicole stepping up in ways that surprise even her closest allies, demonstrating resilience and resourcefulness in the face of family turmoil, while Leslie, ever the manipulative schemer, continues to sow discord, planting a rumor about Vernon that spreads like wildfire, threatening to derail Tracy's investigation while also destabilizing the town's fragile sense of order. And just when it seems that tensions have reached their peak, Alan Tomas, Leslie's ex, makes an unexpected entrance, revealing a shocking secret about Eva that no one anticipated, a revelation that sends ripples through the community and puts relationships to the test, particularly between Eva and June, who must now navigate the treacherous waters of trust and betrayal, as romantic entanglements further complicate matters, with June's budding feelings for Martin clashing with her loyalty to Eva, creating a love triangle rife with tension and uncertainty. And in the midst of all this, the show doesn't forget its penchant for cliffhangers, as a mysterious figure is seen lurking in the shadows, observing the chaos with intentions unknown, hinting at future plot twists that promise to upend everything the audience thinks they know about the residents of Las Ventas. And as the episode hurtles toward its climax, the pace quickens, weaving together multiple storylines with precision, The confrontation between Tracy and the scheming couple, Lynette's emotional reckoning with Peaches, Eva's struggle with Isaiah's manipulations, June's moral dilemma, Anita's health crisis, and Leslie's ongoing schemes all collide in a sequence of high-stakes drama that leaves viewers on the edge of their seats, culminating in a jaw-dropping revelation during the final scene when an unanticipated character returns to town, bearing information that could irrevocably change the dynamics between nearly every major player in the story, setting up not only the next week's episodes but also foreshadowing a series of betrayals, alliances, and heartbreaks that will reverberate through the narrative for months to come. And as the credits roll, the audience is left with lingering questions. Who can truly be trusted in Las Ventas? Will Tracy finally bring Vernon and Sharon to justice? Can Eva escape Isaiah's shadow and reclaim her life? How will June reconcile her love for Martin with the chaos surrounding her? And what ultimate consequences will Anita's health struggles have for the town's power dynamics, leaving viewers anxiously awaiting the next installment of Beyond the Gates, a show that continues to deliver a relentless mix of suspense, emotional intensity, and shocking twists that make it one of the most talked-about series in American television, proving once again why fans can't get enough of the drama, secrets, and betrayals that define life beyond the gates. As Friday, December 20th SAXS episode continues to unravel, the intensity in Las Ventas only escalates, and viewers are immediately thrust into the aftermath of the town gala confrontation where Tracy had publicly accused Vernon and Sharon of manipulating events and possibly covering up crimes that had long been whispered about in private. And the fallout from that scene doesn't take long to ripple through the interconnected lives of the residents, with Vernon retreating to a secret location to consult with an unknown ally, hinting at shadowy connections that have yet to be revealed, while Sharon is left in a panic, desperately trying to maintain appearances for the town's social elite and prevent her family's name from being dragged through the mud. And in parallel, Eva, still reeling from Isaiah's manipulations, confides in June that she feels trapped in a web of deceit, unsure who in Las Ventas can be trusted, as she struggles with the realization that Isaiah's influence may extend far beyond the jail walls, and the tension between them is palpable because June's own life has been thrown into turmoil with Martin's sudden revelation that the financial and legal problems she's been facing are tied to a secret conspiracy involving multiple townspeople, implicating individuals she had considered friends. And in a particularly chilling sequence, Martin discovers evidence suggesting that someone in town has been systematically sabotaging Eva, June, and even Tracy, a shadowy figure whose motives are hinted at but remain a mystery, creating a sense of paranoia that permeates every interaction and forces the characters to constantly question every alliance and every word spoken in what had previously seemed like a normal, peaceful town. And this sense of paranoia is mirrored in Lynette's storyline, who is now forced to reconcile the shocking news that Peaches is her mother, leading to explosive arguments with Haley, who, in a stunning twist, admits that she had known about the relationship for months, but chose not to intervene, revealing that her own reasons for secrecy were tied to long-buried betrayals and past grievances that date back decades. And this revelation sends Lynette spiraling emotionally, causing her to lash out not only at Haley, but at those closest to her, including Tracy, who tries to mediate, while also navigating the new information she has about Vernon and Sharon, creating a tense web of conflict that threatens to engulf every main character. And as the plot continues to twist, Anita's health situation becomes even more dire, with her doctors revealing complications that could make her condition terminal unless immediate action is taken, forcing Nicole, June, and even Eva to make difficult decisions about how much to intervene, while also grappling with the personal ramifications of past mistakes, secrets, and betrayals. And in the midst of all this, Leslie, ever the master manipulator, continues her subtle sabotage, strategically leaking half-truths and rumors to town residents, including the claim that Vernon had an affair that could destroy his reputation, while also planting seeds of doubt about other key figures, which, combined with Tracy's public confrontation, escalates town gossip to a fever pitch, creating scenes of emotional confrontations, heated arguments, and public shaming that test each character's resilience, loyalty, and moral compass, and just when the narrative seems to reach a peak of chaos, Alan Tomas re-enters the story, delivering an earth-shattering revelation about Eva's past that ties directly into Isaiah's previous actions and further complicates her relationships, particularly with June and Martin, as they must now reconsider who they can trust and how deeply entrenched the deception in Las Ventas truly is. And the tension between romantic entanglements and personal loyalties intensifies when June, already struggling with her feelings for Martin, finds herself emotionally cornered as Eva seeks comfort and guidance, leading to raw, heart-wrenching scenes where love, trust, and betrayal collide. And meanwhile, in another twist, the mysterious figure seen earlier lurking in the shadows makes a subtle but impactful move, manipulating events in ways that seem minor at first but, upon closer inspection, appear to be part of a meticulously crafted plan designed to upend the town's social and personal equilibrium, and the episode masterfully alternates between these high-stakes personal dramas and moments of suspenseful intrigue, as every character is forced to face the consequences of past actions, concealed truths, and moral compromises, culminating in a series of interconnected confrontations that highlight the show's signature blend of melodrama, suspense, and shocking revelations. And as the episode draws closer to its climactic ending, viewers are treated to a series of unexpected twists. Eva finally confronts Isaiah in a tense, emotionally charged exchange that leaves both characters vulnerable and raw. Tracy uncovers a new piece of evidence that could finally expose Vernon and Sharon beyond a shadow of a doubt. Lynette makes a heart-wrenching decision about her relationship with Peaches that challenges her sense of identity and family. June faces a moral dilemma with Martin that could change the trajectory of their budding romance. Anita's health crisis reaches a fever pitch, prompting her loved ones to band together. In a mixture of desperation and hope, Leslie's scheming reaches its peak with a carefully orchestrated betrayal that shocks nearly every resident, and the mysterious shadowy figure executes a move that sets the stage for chaos in the coming episodes, all culminating in a final, breathtaking scene that leaves viewers questioning everything they've seen, eagerly anticipating how these complex, intertwined storylines will continue to evolve in the next installment of Beyond the Gates, a show that remains unrelentingly suspenseful, emotionally charged, and deeply engrossing as it continues to explore the darkest corners of human ambition, desire, and deception in a small town where everyone has something to hide and nothing is ever as it seems, leaving a lingering tension that ensures fans will be talking about the events of December 20th episode long into the weekend, analyzing every glance, every whispered secret, and every unexpected revelation with feverish attention, eager to see how the characters navigate the treacherous waters of trust, love, and betrayal, knowing full well that the next week's episodes will deliver even more shocking twists, devastating heartbreaks, and life-altering decisions, cementing Beyond the Gates as one of the most compelling, talked about, and addictive series on American television, where the drama never stops, the secrets never stay buried, and every character must face the consequences of their choices in a town where nothing is permanent, except the ever-present tension that lurks just beyond the gates. As the evening of Friday, December 26th deepens in Las Ventas, the town feels like it is teetering on the brink of collapse, with every street corner, alleyway, and dimly lit room serving as a potential stage for confrontation, revelation, or betrayal, and the episode wastes no time in plunging viewers into escalating tension, beginning with Eva, who, still reeling from Isaiah's manipulations and arrest, finds herself haunted not only by the letters he continues to send from jail, filled with cryptic warnings and veiled threats, but also by memories of past interactions that now appear ominously sinister, forcing her to question every moment they shared and every sign she might have missed. And as Eva struggles to make sense of her feelings of fear, anger, and lingering affection, she turns to June for support, who herself is navigating a labyrinth of complications involving Martin, whose revelations about financial entanglements and hidden alliances threaten to destroy June's sense of security and trust in the very people she once considered closest, creating a situation in which loyalty, friendship, and love collide with deception, leaving both women emotionally vulnerable and tense. While elsewhere in town, Tracy is working tirelessly to piece together the evidence she needs to finally expose Vernon and Sharon's duplicity, scouring town records, hidden documents, and witness statements that reveal inconsistencies and contradictions, all while navigating the constant pressure of Leslie's subtle manipulations, which aim to misdirect, sow discord, and undermine Tracy's credibility. And in one particularly high-stakes scene, Tracy uncovers photographic evidence linking Vernon to a series of clandestine meetings and suspicious financial transactions, evidence that suggests not only personal deceit but also possible criminal activity, throwing the town's social and moral fabric into chaos. And as the tension escalates, Lynette is grappling with the shock of discovering Peaches is her long-lost mother, a revelation that sends her reeling, challenging her sense of identity and familial loyalty, and triggering an explosive confrontation with Haley, who admits she has known the truth for months but withheld it for reasons that are morally complex, rooted in past betrayals and her own unresolved resentments, forcing Lynette to confront layers of pain, confusion, and anger that she never anticipated, while simultaneously trying to maintain her composure around other townspeople who remain oblivious to the deep undercurrents of emotional turbulence that threaten to erupt at any moment. And as the personal conflicts intensify, Leslie's scheming grows ever more dangerous, as she manipulates not just Vernon, Sharon, and Tracy, but also Eva and June, exploiting insecurities, spreading rumors, and engineering situations designed to push the town into chaos, while Alan Tomas returns with a shocking revelation about Eva's past, connecting long-buried secrets to Isaiah's previous machinations, destabilizing her relationships and forcing Eva, June, and Martin to question every assumption they've made about loyalty, trust, and the hidden agendas of those around them. And amid all of this, Anita's health crisis reaches a critical turning point as her cancer treatment takes an unexpected, life-threatening turn, prompting urgent emotional and logistical interventions from Nicole, June, and other allies, highlighting both vulnerability and courage in the face of mortality, while also serving as a narrative catalyst that forces the town to confront its deepest fears and latent conflicts. And the episode expertly weaves together these storylines with a sense of relentless pacing, alternating between emotionally charged personal drama, high-stakes confrontations, and moments of subtle, suspenseful tension, particularly as the mysterious shadowy figure previously glimpsed in the background continues to exert influence over events, moving unseen, manipulating outcomes, and hinting at a long-term plan designed to destabilize the town in ways that remain opaque but ominously threatening. And as the episode hurtles toward its climax, multiple storylines converge in a series of intersecting crises. Eva confronts Isaiah in a tense, emotionally fraught scene that lays bare their complicated history and mutual grievances. Tracy confronts Vernon and Sharon with evidence that threatens to irrevocably expose their secrets. Lynette struggles with her feelings for Peaches and attempts to reconcile decades of lost time and trust. June faces a moral dilemma with Martin that could have lasting consequences for their budding romance. Anita's health hangs in the balance. Leslie executes a calculated betrayal that shocks even the most vigilant characters.